Have you ever caught your dog staring intently at a seemingly empty space? Its head cocked, ears perked, as if responding to something unseen. It's a common experience for pet owners, and while there are scientific explanations, could there be a spiritual dimension to these mysterious gazes? Join us as we explore the fascinating intersection of animal perception, spiritual entities, and the unseen realms that might coexist with our own. The question of whether animals possess a spiritual awareness has been pondered for centuries. Ancient cultures often revered animals, attributing to them divine qualities and believing they could act as intermediaries between the human and spirit worlds. In many indigenous traditions, animals are seen as teachers, guides, and protectors, possessing a wisdom that humans have largely forgotten. Shamanic practices frequently involve connecting with animal spirits for guidance and healing, highlighting the belief in a deep interconnectedness between all living beings. These beliefs stem from a worldview that recognizes the inherent spirituality in nature, where every creature, plant, and even inanimate object possesses a unique energy and consciousness. This perspective contrasts sharply with the dominant Western worldview, which often places humans at the apex of creation, separate from and superior to the natural world. Philosophically, the concept of animism, the belief that all things possess a soul or spirit, provides a framework for understanding the spiritual significance of animals. Animism suggests that animals are not simply biological machines, but rather sentient beings with their own perspectives and experiences. This view challenges the anthropocentric notion that only humans are capable of complex thought, emotion, and spiritual awareness. Instead, it proposes a more egalitarian relationship between humans and animals, recognizing the intrinsic value of all life. Key figures like the theologian Thomas Aquinas argued for a hierarchical view of creation, placing humans above animals due to their capacity for reason and language. However, alternative philosophical perspectives, such as those found in process philosophy, emphasize the interconnectedness of all things and the inherent value of each individual entity, regardless of its species. The idea that animals can perceive spiritual entities stems from various sources, including anecdotal evidence, paranormal investigations, and spiritual teachings. Many people have reported instances of their pets reacting to unseen presences, such as barking at empty rooms, staring at specific locations, or exhibiting signs of fear or excitement in the absence of any apparent stimuli. These experiences often lead pet owners to wonder if their animals are sensing something beyond the range of human perception. Some paranormal investigators believe that animals are more sensitive to electromagnetic fields and other subtle energies, which could allow them to detect the presence of spirits or other entities. Spiritual teachings from various traditions also suggest that animals possess a heightened awareness of the spiritual realm, often attributing this to their closer connection to nature and their lack of the filters and biases that can cloud human perception. Consider the story of Sarah, who adopted a rescue dog named Shadow. Shadow was a timid and anxious dog, but he was particularly sensitive to certain areas of Sarah's house. He would often stare intently at the corner of the living room, growling softly, even when no one else was present. Sarah initially dismissed it as anxiety, but after several months of this behavior, she began to wonder if Shadow was seeing something she couldn't. She consulted a psychic medium who claimed that the corner of the living room was a hot spot for spiritual activity, where residual energy from a previous resident lingered. The medium suggested smudging the house with sage to clear the energy, and after doing so, Sarah noticed a significant change in Shadow's behavior. He no longer seemed agitated or fearful in the living room, leading Sarah to believe that he had indeed been sensing something beyond her own perception. Another perspective suggests that animals may simply be more attuned to subtle environmental cues that humans often overlook. Animals rely on their senses for survival, and they have evolved to detect subtle changes in their surroundings that could indicate danger or opportunity. It is possible that what appears to be a reaction to a spiritual entity is actually a response to a faint sound, scent, or vibration that humans are unable to perceive. For example, dogs have a much keener sense of hearing than humans, and they can detect sounds at frequencies that are beyond the range of human hearing. This could explain why a dog might bark at an empty room, as it may be responding to a high-pitched sound that is inaudible to humans. Similarly, animals have a more acute sense of smell, allowing them to detect subtle changes in the air that could indicate the presence of another animal or even a change in atmospheric conditions. Quantum physics offers a fascinating, albeit speculative, lens through which to explore the potential connection between animals and the spiritual realm. The principles of quantum mechanics challenge our classical understanding of reality, suggesting that the universe is not as solid and deterministic as we once believed. Quantum entanglement, for example, demonstrates that two particles can be linked in such a way that they instantaneously affect each other, regardless of the distance separating them. This phenomenon suggests that there may be interconnectedness between all things, even at the subatomic level. Some theorists propose that consciousness itself may play a role in shaping reality, influencing the behavior of quantum particles and potentially creating a bridge between the physical and spiritual realms. The observer effect in quantum mechanics is another concept that has been used to support the idea that consciousness can influence reality. This effect demonstrates that the act of observing a quantum system can change its behavior. For example, when scientists try to measure the position or momentum of a particle, the act of measurement itself alters the particle's state. This has led some to speculate that consciousness may be a fundamental aspect of the universe, actively participating in the creation of reality. This perspective aligns with some spiritual teachings that emphasize the power of intention and the ability of consciousness to shape our experiences. If consciousness is indeed a fundamental aspect of reality, it is possible that animals, with their unique perspectives and sensitivities, may be more attuned to the subtle influences of consciousness on the quantum realm. However, it is important to acknowledge the limitations of using quantum physics to explain spiritual phenomena. While quantum mechanics offers intriguing possibilities, it is still a relatively young field, and many of its principles are not fully understood. There is no definitive scientific evidence to support the claim that animals can perceive spiritual entities, and any attempt to link quantum physics to spirituality should be approached with caution. It is crucial to maintain a balance between scientific inquiry and spiritual exploration, avoiding the temptation to oversimplify complex concepts or to draw unwarranted conclusions. Science and spirituality can complement each other, but they should also be recognized as distinct ways of understanding the world. Recent scientific discoveries have shed light on the complex cognitive abilities of animals, challenging the notion that they are simply instinct-driven creatures. Studies have shown that animals are capable of learning, problem-solving, and even experiencing emotions such as joy, grief, and empathy. For example, dolphins have been shown to recognize themselves in mirrors, demonstrating a level of self-awareness that was once thought to be unique to humans. Elephants have been observed mourning the death of their loved ones, exhibiting behaviors that suggest a deep emotional connection. These findings suggest that animals are far more complex and intelligent than we previously believed, and they raise questions about the nature of consciousness and the extent to which animals share our capacity for subjective experience. Furthermore, research into animal communication has revealed that animals use a variety of sophisticated methods to communicate with each other, including vocalizations, body language, and even chemical signals. Some animals, such as honeybees, have developed complex social structures and communication systems that allow them to coordinate their activities and share information with the group. These findings highlight the importance of understanding animal behavior in its own context, rather than simply projecting human interpretations onto their actions. By studying animal communication and social behavior, we can gain a deeper appreciation for the richness and complexity of the animal world. The contemporary impact of the belief that animals can perceive spiritual entities is reflected in various aspects of our culture, from pet care practices to artistic expression. Many pet owners are increasingly attuned to the emotional and spiritual needs of their animals, seeking out holistic therapies and alternative treatments to promote their well-being. Animal communicators, who claim to be able to communicate with animals telepathically, have become increasingly popular, offering pet owners insights into their animals' thoughts and feelings. These practices reflect a growing recognition of the interconnectedness between humans and animals and a desire to foster a deeper understanding and connection. In art and literature, animals have long been used as symbols of spiritual wisdom and guidance. From ancient myths and legends to contemporary novels and films, animals often represent archetypal figures or embody qualities such as courage, loyalty, and compassion. The portrayal of animals in art and literature reflects our evolving understanding of their role in the world and our growing appreciation for their unique perspectives. By exploring the symbolic and metaphorical significance of animals, we can gain insights into our own human nature and our relationship to the natural world. Technological insights, such as advancements in biofeedback and neuroimaging, may eventually provide more objective ways to study the potential connection between animals and the spiritual realm. Biofeedback techniques can be used to monitor an animal's physiological responses to different stimuli, potentially revealing subtle changes in their emotional or mental state. Neuroimaging technologies, such as EEG and fMRI, can be used to study brain activity in animals, providing insights into their cognitive processes and sensory perception. While these technologies are still in their early stages of development, they hold promise for advancing our understanding of animal consciousness and their potential sensitivity to subtle energies or spiritual entities. Emerging trends in animal welfare and conservation also reflect a growing awareness of the intrinsic value of animals and their importance to the health of our planet. As we face pressing environmental challenges such as climate change and habitat loss, there is an increasing recognition of the need to protect animal habitats and promote sustainable practices that respect the needs of all living beings. By fostering a deeper sense of empathy and compassion for animals, we can create a more just and sustainable world for both humans and animals. So, the next time you see your dog staring intently at nothing, perhaps it's worth considering that they may be perceiving something beyond our ordinary senses. Whether it's a subtle environmental cue, a heightened sensitivity to energy, or even a glimpse into the spiritual realm, animals offer us a unique perspective on the mysteries of existence. They remind us that the world is far more complex and interconnected than we often realize, and that there is much to be learned from observing and appreciating the wisdom of the animal kingdom. What do you think? Have you ever had an experience that made you wonder if your pet was seeing something you couldn't? Share your stories in the comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this fascinating topic. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more explorations into the mysteries of consciousness and the interconnectedness of all things. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Thanks for watching.